Channel. This is Clarityempress, the Empress of Clarity, here to bring you another collective energy reading for my collective. I hope everybody is doing well. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Comment in the comment section or the chat and let me know if the reading resonates with you. Sunday night, Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. We do live donation readings for our active subscribers, okay? Some nights they're paid, sometimes they're free. The only way to get in where you fit in is go ahead and subscribe so you can be a lucky active subscriber to get a free reading. And if you have the ability to pay on the live donation readings, you can participate there as well. When you like, share, and subscribe, make sure you ring that bell. That way you're notified every time I come on. Okay, that's the best way to know. All right, we about to get this thing crack-a-lacking. I hope everybody's doing good. I had a very restful day. A couple things I wanted to do, but I stayed home. You know why? I didn't want to spend money. I said, nope, I got something I needed. Once I got what I needed, I took my behind home. We can officially boycott and all that other stuff. Then I heard about, uh, I'll talk about that when people get on here because I can't even. I can't even. All right. All right, let me see what that. Oh, that's what we're going to start with. All right. So don't be shy. You can talk in the chat. You can talk in the comment section if you see this afterwards. I do respond. Uh, Carmen, hi, darling. We don't do disrespect here. So if you are disrespectful, you will get blocked. We do have block parties here every now and again. We try not to, but people. They be peopling. So, the download a message before I came on was basically, let's talk about these delusions and how we going to get rid of them. How we going to see things for what they are and not for what we want them to be. So that no matter whose energy pops up, we are in control of our own energy. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it there. That we stay in touch and in control with our own energy. What are you doing? Yes, you. Not now. All right, so I'm good. I'm well rested tonight. I kept my dollars in my pocket, so I feel really good. How you doing tonight? And y'all, if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. If it's not, welcome back. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your views. Go ahead and hit the like button. I don't see the likes. I need to see the likes. The algorithms need to see the likes. So go and hit that like button. Thank you. And you don't really have to come out of the live. I think you just scroll down, hit like, it'll pop up and you can hit like. Okay. Thank you. Okay, shut that door. So what's going on with y'all? What's new with the crew? I don't see no likes. What's happening? Should be two. At least two. We get started in a minute. Okay, there we go. One of them. Oh. Oh, that's good. Art therapy. Yeah, with my digital art class, it's definitely therapeutic. I have an autistic boy, anxious other young lady, she's anxious. The other one is just younger. We have a small class right now. Last season we had about 9 kids, I want to say. 8 to 9, something like that. Right now we got a small class, and they love it in the teacher. Oh my God, they love that teacher. Cancel anytime. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, I see 4 likes. Hey y'all. Y'all must be loyal subscribers if you over here liking. Thank you. Thank you, booze. All right. So let's get cracking. All right. Let's remove the Lulu, right? The elephants in the room. Let's start talking about these red flags. Let me find that card. I was about to pull, but I know this card got a red flag in here, so but it's not about red flags. It just we need the visual, okay? But yeah, we gotta start wearing red flags like clothing and accessories and furniture. We got to see the red flags for what they are. Danielle, hi. You're a new subscriber because we do live donation readings on Sundays, and sometimes they are free for our active subscribers. That means we've seen you here more than once. The donation is if we're doing donation readings or if you want to donate. It all depends. Okay. Damn it. Where is my... But you need to like and subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell so you get notified. And we're doing donation readings, or I should say subscriber readings, that you are in the mix. Oh, okay. She's out. You chilling. That's what's up. Yeah, I got some paperwork to get rid of around here. Okay, but I appreciate you coming. All right, Spirit, give me a message for the collective. Now, you see the red flag here. But this card says you did it. We're just going to focus on the fact that we should not be parading around red flags, okay? That is not the goal. That is not okay. That is not cute. And, you know, I'm the friend in the friend group that's going to tell you, girl, you know you bugging, right? You know you're tripping. That's a red flag. And you don't have to want to hear it. I'm still going to tell you. I'm still going to let you know. Because it's not okay. And if you have real friends, they should tell you as well. You just got to listen sometimes. You got to know yet you got real friends. And then you got to listen to your real friends. All right, Spirit, give me a message for the collective. They need to know. Notice the blessings. I'll make sure the light don't hit wrong. It says gratitude puts us in a position, of having instead of wanting, thanking, and rather than complaining. When we focus on what we already have and take stock in our blessings, we get more blessings. What are you grateful for? Share it with yourself and others. Listen, for that to be the past energy, Spirit is trying to let you know that you have a lot to be thankful for, right? But when we let doubt creep in, we start thinking that we need more than we have, or that we need to be more than we are. And Spirit is saying, no, you need to be grateful. You need to know that you're a blessing, that you can receive blessings, and be thankful for what you have and not compare yourself to anybody else. Somebody could be having you in that energy of comparing yourself to somebody else or whatever. Get out of that energy, because you are enough. Tell me more, Spirit, and be grateful for that. Tell me more. It says, believe. There's magic all around you. Open up to the wonders of the universe. Notice the connections and synchronicities. Follow your feelings and believe with all your heart. We successfully manifest our dreams when our feelings are in alignment with our plans. Uh-huh. Everything is possible. So listen, you gotta believe. You have to believe that you're enough. Then you can manifest what you feel like you deserve. You understand? If you think you don't deserve a good relationship or partnership or a job or friendship, whatever it is, right? If you think you're not worthy of it, you won't get what you're not worthy of. You will get more of what you think you deserve. So if it's trauma bonding, toxicity, disrespect, You'll get all of that in spades. You will have it, all of it. But if you believe that you're worthy, that you are enough, you will manifest whatever it is that you want, whomever it is. Mm-hmm. What deck am I using? It's called Crazy Sexy Love Notes. I use this deck a lot. I just haven't used it lately. Tell me more. Spruce up your nest. You know what this means? Get rid of some shit. Whatever you holding on to. If you holding on to their shit, get rid of their shit. You know, every now and then you gotta purge. Let some shit go. Let some people go. Then you can feel lighter. You know, the air is cleaner. The space is wider. You got rid of some shit. You feel accomplished. You feel more organized. That means you're assured about what you got going on. And let me tell you something. When you get rid of a dusty, musty, crusty, somebody like invading your space, a vampiric energy, woo, you feel so more. You don't even realize how their energy weighs you down like clutter. Now, clutter can carry on, could hold on to a lot of, like entity attachments, energetically or whatever. But people can be cluttering your life too. I'm looking around in my office thinking, shit, I have another session. I have another session to go through, and I've been neglecting it, so I'm gonna get rid of some stuff. But it's real when you let go of some shit and you organize. Oh my God, I be feeling so much better. I remember when I ain't gonna go into that story, but yeah, I feel so much better. I'm gonna leave it at that. Oh, thank you. You donated clothes today, girl. I'm trying to tell you. Oh, I was supposed to. Oh, I had a. Okay, never mind. Mm-mm-mm. Then I'll do that next week. All right, tell me more, Spirit. It says, ask for help. That's the challenge and the lesson. Why is that the challenge and the lesson? Let's read. Are you constantly giving to others, yet rarely receiving what you need? Then it's time to ask for help. You're not a superwoman, so there's no need to do it all yourself. You have an army of angels on speed dial. Give them a call. Shit. All right, can y'all hear me? Speak. Say something in the comments if y'all can hear me now. Okay, good. Oh, some people worry me and my energy right now is not the time. I am not doing this because I already know. Sometimes when people call me at certain times, you already know it's a fucking crying session, and I don't want to do it. Excuse my aggravation. Whew. Hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second. I can't even let her know. Anyway, says, are you constantly giving to others, yet rarely receiving what you need? Then it's time to ask for help. You're not a superwoman, so there's no need to do it all yourself. You have an army of angels on speed dial. Give them a call. Communicate your needs and learn to receive, dear one. When we when we're open to the help around us, the universe provides assistance. Make sure to look for the signs. Once you ask for help, they'll start appearing. Listen, let me tell you something about that phone call. What this person in particular does, and I've already directed them to therapy, okay? Because the issues that they have are with their mother and their father, and they want to use me every now and then as a surrogate. But every other call is good news, dump about my day, cry, cry, cry. Every other call. I never know when it's coming, but I know it's coming. Like I know I told y'all about this little crystal ball thing, right? I think it's a cute little gimmick, right? The thing is, when you press the button, very doubtful, right? She goes from yes, Yes, that's possible. Oh, certainly. To something like that. It goes around and around. But it's a cycle. It gets to doubtful, then it gets to no, absolutely not, or whatever it says, then goes right back to yes. That's what some people will do. I am learning to cut people off on that shit because you're not going to disturb my peace at 10 fucking 13 at night on a motherfucking Saturday when I'm minding my business. I don't want to hear you cry every other time we speak. Respectfully, I don't. I don't do readings for them. They don't even know about my channel. That's none of their business. You know, some people can't handle that, and that's cool. That's cool. But I do have a capacity. I do. And you witnessing it. And I'm learning how to cut that shit off. I care about you, but you're not going to stress me. And I've sent you to therapy. Go to your therapist. Cry on your therapist's shoulder. They are paid to do that. I cannot soothe you every time there's something fucking wrong. You understand what I'm saying? I can't. I'm not going to soothe you every time there's something wrong. You have to learn. And if you're not listening to me when I give you advice, mind you, the therapist has given them the same advice that I have given them. So all I say to them is, when the fuck you gonna listen? You know what I'm saying? You are the one. You are your problem. When are you going to listen and try it differently? I'm just saying. You know, I'm not in a delusion. You are in the delusion because I'm observing you in your delusion. And every time we talk, you don't even realize you sound the same, just a different scenario. You don't even remember your trauma because you haven't done enough to work on it to so that you can, this is not disassociate, but what's the word? Heal from it, really. And you know what's funny is I was talking to the brother. I remember I was telling y'all months ago, I think, yeah, months ago, there was a brother who had a situation with his mother and he needed to get out and he needed to move and that he was going to move. Well, he did. He moved. I feel like that was back in March. So anyway, we spoke today and, excuse me, I'm belching. Pardon me. So I asked him, I said, so how are things going with your mom? When's the last time you talked to her? He said, I spoke to her today. And things are actually better. And I was like, really? In what way? And he didn't really explain that. But I said to him, I said, that's nice that things are better. But I remember telling you that you should consider going to therapy seriously, right? And the reason why I say that is because that time and that gap in that space away from the perpetrator makes your stress levels go down. But the brain also wants to forget the trauma that you went through, right? So when you want to forget that trauma that you go through, it makes dealing with them a little bit more palatable because you're not forced to live with them anymore. You don't have to see them every day, and maybe the interactions are a lot less, or I should say a little bit lighter, because they can't inflict whatever that was that they were inflicting on you, right? And then it started sparking, I guess, his memory because of some things she started doing recently, which were still reminiscent from the past. So there was no real positivity other than he's away from her. And I said, exactly. Now, do you see how your mind has lessened the trauma that you were going through, the stress level you were going through, because you don't have to see her unless you want to, unless you ask for something or need something or vice versa, right? He was like, yeah. I said, yeah, but when you go to therapy and you work on what she put you through, you learn to desensitize yourself from her trauma, but you also learn to not forget it enough to assume that she is you. I said, don't assume that she is, because he's like, I don't know why she would. I said, what do you mean you don't know why she would blah, blah, blah? Just because you wouldn't, that's not how it works. I explained to him, I said, just because you came for her does not mean you are her, right? So you keep looking for you in her, but she's just being herself. You have to accept that's who she is. So before you open your mouth and you ask for something that you think she should just give freely or naturally for you because of you being her child, remember who she is. You gotta think about that. You need to remember who she is. Stop trying to forget who she is. And he said, I don't know if he'll go to therapy. That's not my whole thing. My thing was just to let him know that you really need to remember that shit and you need to start healing. I said, because you don't want to bleed on people that didn't cut you. You're gonna carry that stuff that she did to you and your relationships with other women. You're gonna carry it. And when you carry that into relationships that you have with other women, you're going to do things subconsciously and not realize you're hurting them. You know what I'm saying? Or you're blaming them for shit. Instead of giving the accountability where it's due with your mother. It's not about confronting her. It's more just about you healing you. So I urge you to go check on that, because now you sitting here telling me your mind. He's like, yeah, my mind is going. Yeah, your mind is going now. Your mind is thinking, wow, she did just do X, Y, and Z. She did da 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 da. Exactly. And so instead of feeling like that, you kind of learn, when you start to heal, you start to learn how to behave or not behave around that person. All right, tell me more, Spirit. You got to ask for help. And a new day. Ooh, I like this. Likely outcome. It says, let go of what was. This is perfection. Let go of what was in order to make room for what is to come. It may be time to release a relationship that has run its course, a job that has lost its luster, or a depleting commitment. The past is over. What is done is done. Acknowledge the feelings, learn from the experience, and give yourself permission. This is like echoing what I just said. Yourself permission to release any negative emotions or guilt. When one area of our life falls apart, a new opportunity falls into place. All right, Spirit's telling us right now, when we go through the process, when we ask for help, when we start shredding and getting rid of shit, right? When we start believing in ourselves, when we start with the spirit of gratitude and being grateful for what the hell we do have, right? We can have a new day. We can have an ending. We can move on. We can get past all them red flags. We can stop getting benefits for doubts. We can stop letting people delude us into thinking they're going to be different or they're not going to harm us in the ways that they have already done when we were giving benefits for doubts. When we stop projecting ourselves onto others and expecting ourselves back. And I think we need to change the attitude from expecting to requiring. If we change our attitudes from expecting others with the assumption that they already know how without fully examining the situation, to requiring that, meaning if we don't see it, it cannot be. Meaning you're not going to be in my space if I already see that you can't. Right? Here's what I require and you cannot deliver it. Then we don't really got to talk about nothing. We don't really have to address anything else. This won't work. You know what I'm saying? You can't do this. I'm not even giving you an opportunity to delude me into believing you can't, because you already showed me you can't. And fine. Right? Like, we literally have to think about things from a different perspective of, I can't expect you to be like me if you're not like me. You know what I'm saying? We don't think alike. We're not in sync. You going left when I'm going right, then we're not meant to be right now or at all, right? So if that is the case, then I won't expect you to be anything else. I have to accept you as you are. But if as you are is not what I require, then I have to be okay with my boundaries and let you go. That's what this reading is about for people. We got to put ourselves in that first person seat and sit there and think about, like, how would I want to be treated? How would I treat somebody? And if that person or that situation in your life is not treating you the way you would, meaning in a kind-hearted way, in a good-mannered way, in a respectful way. If you're not being treated respectfully, you are the one that have to move on. You are the one that has to let go and release something. Stop holding on to it, trying to fashion it and make it what it's not. Accept people for what they are. That gets rid of the delusion. This person that, let's just say we're going to make up a fictitious person. Jack. We're going to Jack and Jane, right? Jack and Jane are brother and sisters, but they have their own individual relationships. They come from their own former trauma shit. We all do, right? And Jack is a womanizer, right? Jack has lots of women. And every woman wants to lock Jack down. Jack is not interested in being locked down at all. He gonna mess with every woman that he chooses to mess with. And that's just it. But the problem is the women. The women in Jack's life can't accept Jack for what he is. And there's always that one Jack can always go back to. Because no matter who he mess with, she want to be the one. She wants to be picked. Right? And when she gets picked, she don't realize she's allowing herself to take in everything that Jack does. And it could put that feminine woman in a position because she's not respecting herself. She doesn't believe that she's enough. She's unwilling to let him go so he can go do what it is that he want to do. She doesn't have standards. None of the women that Jack mess with he chooses his women without standards like that. He's looking for those. That's the type he go for. A woman with standards is probably not going to give Jack a second date. Period. Even if they get through the first one, she will politely remove herself from that situation because she has self-worth. Now, what I said, Jack and Janet, I don't remember what her name was, but we're going to call her Janet right now because I forgot her name. His sister, right? So his sister, on the other hand, she may have also been traumatized, so she puts herself last. She's Miss Fix Everything. She going to do it all for everybody. Her capacity seems like it's you know what I'm saying? Like there's no bottom to it, right? But Janet is the type of person that she's going above and beyond to also be picked in certain scenarios, and she doesn't want to disappoint anybody. She never wants anybody mad at her. And if you ask her, you already know she's going to do it, whatever you ask her, right? But see, the problem with Janet is she will wear herself out into sickness by being that person. She will not be able to recover. Next thing you know, her body is going to give out on her. She'll collapse from the weight of accepting everybody's shit and not allowing people to be accountable for their actions. You see how that impacts people in different ways? You know what I mean? So, it's a sad state. Either way you look at it, because Jack is lonely. Jack has a hole in his heart. He can't fill it with all the women that he's dealing with because there's nobody that there's the one for him. Why? Because he hasn't healed himself. He would recognize the one if he was the one. But Jack can't find the one because he ain't the one. You get what I'm saying? Like he can't find what he needs because he keeps picking people with holes in their hearts too. And then you got Janet over here. Janet is just like trying to take everybody's stuff in and heal it for them. That's why she's accepting everything that everybody got going on. And she doesn't give herself a second of rest. And then she wonder why she tired, why she looking above her age, why she stressed out, why she might be overweight or underweight, why she is, without. Why does everybody not help me? Because she's assuming that people read her like she read them. She's looking for her and them. So she attracts a lot of takers. People who will pull on her energy and suck her fucking blind and dry. Spirit is saying stop. You now need to ask for help. And even you may not get the help from those people that you bent over backwards for. You're going to have to know when is when, right? You know how they say when you at the bar and you drinking too much and you doing too much, you got to know when is when. You got to stop. You know, you reach your capacity. When you reach your capacity, you have to know it. Trauma will help you believe you don't have a capacity, though, be honest with you. Trauma will have you thinking that you could just do it all, and you can't. Respectfully, you shouldn't, right? That was a lot of us, sis, but I know what you mean. We not, I'm, no. You see me have a little temper tantrum over that shit. Because I'm like, no, what do you want at this time of night? I know if you calling me at this time of night, you calling me to cry about some bullshit. I don't have the capacity. I had a great day. A great, relaxing day. Well, not completely. I did have a lot of running to do in the morning. Shit. In the morning. I had a lot. But my body said, okay, that's it. I was like, okay. Maybe this is the best thing for me. Just go ahead and relax. And that's what I did. And thankfully I could. Not everybody has that ability. I did today, and I did it. But yeah, no, you're not about to worry me at 10 something at night. I'm enjoying my life with my crew. We talking what we talking, and that's how I do. this is my this is my love language. Listen, compassion for all. Yeah, look at my family. Because we all different. It says compassion is the beating heart of all spiritual practices. The peace you seek comes from your peace you create. Extend your compassion to all beings today, including yourself. Hello. Everyone benefits when you are kind. May all beings be happy and free. I know that's right. Listen, I gotta be happy. I gotta be peaceful. And you gotta be, if you in my life, you gonna have to add to my peace. You gotta make it better in some way. I don't care what it is. It ain't gotta be nothing great and oh my gosh, she bought me a house and I'm not talking like on no materialistic shit. I'm talking about, you gotta be people's peace too. But you gotta have peace within to even do that. Right? You gotta have some level of peace within, not delusions, peace, to be somebody else's peace. And empath like me, let me tell you something. If you ain't got no peace within, I feel that shit in ways I can't even describe to you. I can feel your shit. So you can't come to me on some, oh no, I'm fine. It won't work for me. And a lot of y'all, my loyal subscribers, I know for a fact that y'all can feel people's shit too. Because I talk to a lot of y'all. And we have to be cognizant of the fact, if we feel somebody disturbing our peace, we got to say, hey, you know what? Let me bid you adieu. I'll talk to you later, but, you take care. Okay. And that's it. And a lot of people don't want to do the healing because they don't want to take no accountability for their actions. You understand what I'm saying? It is huge for someone who has been through something to acknowledge they have a hole in their heart. But there are so many people walking around here with holes in their heart, unwilling to look at their pain, unwilling to address what is eating them up inside, why they're so miserable, why they got anxiety or animosity or envy and why they so fucking miserable. They don't even know. They just wake up miserable one day, just aggravated. They don't even know what the fuck be going on. Y'all said they want to be alone, but they don't even like themselves alone. They just miserable. And you guess what? You're not about to rub all that shit off on me. That's what you gotta tell your people. That's why you gotta tell yourself. If you enjoy your peace, if you enjoy your own company, and you got people that want to rub off their misery, you got to sever that Let that go. Release it into the ethers. Move on. Move around. You can't control them and how they feel. You can't. And you don't have to. Remember, don't project who you are on other people. But what you can do is remove yourself. That is your peace of mind right there. That's my that's my mature way of handling it. Now I'll tell you right now, a lot of people don't like it. But I don't care what you don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like I've learned to not I don't give a fuck if you mad that I won't show up and disturb my peace for you. Or let you disturb my peace. Like I'm not. I'm you that's part of self-worth. That is part of self-worth. We gotta build up our self-worth, y'all. And it takes work. It takes work to build self-worth. Where you not giving a fuck when nobody think about you. It don't matter who they are, you're not concerned their opinion of you. None of that other shit matters. How you live your life, if you're a kind, gentle, compassionate person with yourself. You gotta start with yourself. It don't matter what nobody think of you. Nobody. Because you know what you are. And when you're kind, gentle, and compassionate with yourself and loving toward yourself, it'll lead you a certain way. You'll trust your intuition to guide you. Your true north will be in the direction that you are supposed to and meant to be in. Right? It would be harder to rock your boat. It'd be harder to misguide you or misdirect you. You know what I'm saying? People can't call you and argue with you over nonsense and get you caught up in stuff because you'll recognize that shit like, nah. You calling me with foolishness, and I'm not talking about the call I just got. I'm just saying in general, like you'll recognize people's randomness is a cry to distract you, and you will end those things quicker. You know what? I gotta go. Let me handle this thing I gotta handle. You will get this, and what you gotta handle is your peace. You know what the Christians say? The devil is a lie. You ain't about to disturb me today. I'm gonna give you back your bullshit, okay? Yeah, the devil is a lie. All right, tell me more. Give me one more in this spirit, and then we're gonna move decks onto a different decks. Your purpose is joy. I know that's right. Your purpose has nothing to do with how you make a living. It is your vocation, mission, or inspired passion, all worthy, but your purpose is much simpler and bigger. Your purpose is joy. It's about discovering, nurturing, and celebrating who you truly are and knowing and loving yourself at the deepest level. Let me tell you something. Let me put this on its own little thing. When you start understanding your purpose is joy, and you are content and happy and satiated with the direction your life is going because you are bringing in more and more joy. It's real hard for anybody to rock you off of that. It's real hard because you won't easily let bullshit in. I'm not saying you won't let people in because you'll be compassionate. You'll be loving if that's who you are, right? But it's so much harder for someone, anybody, or any situation to completely rattle you off your chain. You won't give a fuck who it is coming at you. You will be so centered. You will be so calm, resolute. Now, I'm going to say this though. If your shadow needs to emerge to back somebody off of you, you'll have the ability to do that too, right? And I truly believe that you'll have the ability to put something in its place if it's coming at you aggressively and wrong. I'm not saying you're going to be love and light all the time and peace and prosperity every day. Some people going to have to get it where they deserve it, all right? Not everything is going to be rainbows and sunshine. If somebody in the spiritual family tells you that shit, they living in delusion. Okay? I will curse your ass the fuck out. And I will also be loving and kind as well. So you going to have to take it how it resonates when it comes to me. And I feel like I resonate with people who can give it just like that. Why? Because they're being authentic in who they are and not wearing a mask saying, "Oh, it's okay. They can do so and so and so. It's all right." Or somebody already on the other extreme that's always, vicious and nasty. No, there's a balance to this shit, okay? And I will cuss you out and then some. Just push me the wrong way. Now, I don't invite that into my life, but I am aware that I have the capacity for it. And a lot of people will misjudge a spiritual person, and whether they know you spiritual or not, something about you when you're calm, people assume you ain't gonna go there until they meet that other person, that other side of you. And it's okay. I let me be the first to tell you, it's fine. You had to cut. You had to pull your pistol. I mean, I can't say that on here, right? Okay, let me pull it back. You have a friend that you need for protection, and you have to deal with that. You have to bring that friend out. You bring your friend out. Just saying. If you got to bring the girls out, meaning the girls, you do what you must, right? To protect yourself. You don't let nobody push you over. This ain't no slap you on the other cheek bullshit. Nope, nope, no. So take that how it resonate. If it don't resonate, don't take it. If you're a punk, I'm sorry. If you're a jellyback or whatever, hey, you just one day you won't be if you work on yourself. You know what I'm saying? All right, give me some more spirit. Two came out. We got guardian angel and we got butterfly. Okay, so we going through transformation. Your spirit guides and angels. Ooh, that's a big one too compared to the other one I've seen. We got spirit guides looking out for you. Guardians, you got transformation happening to create this butterfly. So, you know, my collective, y'all got a lot of potential to do a lot of things in your life. I think don't just, spirit say, don't squander your potential worrying about what other people doing. What is this? Oh, this is the third time. I got like 100 charms in here, and this scissor stay coming out. So you got to chop them like this. You got to cut them off. You got to cut off what no longer serves you. You know, let's just say you were in the deep sea and you were on a raft, right? And you had some, I don't know, let's just say, I don't know, a heavy ball gown. But you had some scissors. And that ball gown just kept pulling you, pulling you, pulling that water. All that fabric is holding you. You got on some stuff underneath that ball gown, but that ball, you gonna cut that bitch off. You take them scissors you got in your hand and you start cutting that heavy ass fabric off. Why? Because you can't let that shit drag you the fuck down just because it's pretty. It's useless. It's useless if it's gonna drag you down. I don't know why that scenario came in my mind, but I'm giving you an idea. Like sometimes we want to hold on to something, but it's literally dragging us down. And it could be a thing like I don't know, you holding on to a car that is a straight money pit, like you got a jalopy, a Bama, and it's just you leaking oil from everywhere or whatever, or it's doing every time you turn around it's something, right? So at some point you're gonna have to turn that baby in. It you just can't do. You can't keep it. You can't keep it. So there's certain things that in life you might want to hold on to, but you're gonna have to sacrifice. You gotta release. Dang, this star keep coming out. I swear, it's like two of them in here, but there's a lot of freaking charms in here for these same things to keep coming out. So I just pulled out about we got the Eiffel Tower. And that's in Paris, right? The Eiffel Tower. We got the binoculars, so somebody is watching you. What else? I just took a bunch out because I'm tired of pulling the same ones and I don't know why they keep coming out. We got money. Money, 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 money. I didn't even know that was in there. It never come out. Getting them coins. And then we got, I don't know if this is a nail kit. This looks like my suture kit, but this is giving repairing the body. I don't know. Y'all can see that. Repairing, working on something, fixing something, but that's on the body. We got, what is this thing here? Oh, this is giving child energy. This is a teddy bear holding a flower, like in a balloon. Yeah, balloon, flower, I don't know. And then we got putting shit together, stitching shit together, or occupation with this. This is a Singer sewing machine. So I feel like, we got to put some stuff together. And what we're putting together is love, dreams, hope, trust. You know what I'm saying? The cycle will be complete. So, the Eiffel Tower is about the Tower of Love. We got stars, so there's hope here. We got binoculars. I feel like you zooming out. Somebody could be watching you, right? Because they have an internet gangster, but it also could represent the way you see your life. Like you're looking at the distance you need to go. You know what I'm saying? The things, the goals that you're looking for. You're looking out into the distance to see what you need to traverse. The hills, the valleys, the roads. You're looking into your future, or to the designated part that you need to get to, your next step. Not the final destination, so to speak, but the next step, and sometimes that next step is further than you want it to be, but if you can just kind of see it in your mind's eye, it'll help you map your steps toward where you need to go. And then you got money bags here. So this is like, your prosperity, your riches. I feel like all of that comes the more confident you become, the more you understand what your purpose and you go. When you in this world aimless and goalless and you just got a lot of ideas, but you don't have the first bit of foundation to get you started and stabilized toward it, you miss a lot. And the reason why you can't be stable is if you ain't worked on yourself, because you will always be all over the place. That person that can never get right, they never got nothing stabilized. They always throwing it up against the wall trying to see if it'll stick type shit, and it don't stick because they ain't stable enough to see it through. They don't think, they don't have enough. They don't act when it's time to act. They kind of pause when it's time to do something, or they want somebody else to do it for them. Mm-mm. Start repairing that hole in your heart, whatever that is that was uh not supportive of you, holding you back in any way, making you feel less than or whatever. That shit you got to release, and then you got to heal from it. You can't just let it go and think it don't come back. It can come back. Oh, it could definitely come back. But if you are it's still in the unhealed version of yourself, when it comes back, it's gonna hurt more. When it comes back, it's gonna take you through it in a way you never even imagined, because you thought time and distance is all it needed, when it's much more than that. All right. What else? What else? Carmen, you still here, girl? Excuse me. Sorry, y'all. Okay, babe. Um, Tell me a little bit more about what this is about, Spirit. Tell me more. Okay, so there's a man involved in this situation. And the man could be the one going through all of this. I mean, or your masculine energy. Take it how it resonates. Or this could be about a man, okay? Tell me more, Spirit. Says Ness, an emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. Right. So whatever's not aligning up with that emotionally secure and loving family, that is those parts that you gotta let go of. Maybe you gotta create some decoys to keep people out your shit. You know, there's a bird. I don't remember the name of the bird, but it builds its nest and it has a decoy. Like there's a chamber in the nest that looks like it's the actual nest. And so in case a predator gets to the nest, um they'll get into an area that actually be the nest and they can't get to it. And then the bird pops out from the other side. It's kind of deep how they even think to create like a booby trap. But sometimes you're going to have to create a little distraction for people. Hold on. I dropped the card, but let's see what this is. Grasshopper. Situations in the balance that require careful handling. What I just say? Sometimes you gonna have to create a little distraction to keep people off of you and out of your space mentally, emotionally, that peace. You gotta keep people off of you. You know what it is? Put your priorities first from folks. You know, oh, can we meet today? No. Look at your schedule. You got something scheduled with your family? Don't put nobody before that. That's part of your standards. You come after whatever else I got to do. You come after that. If they could potentially disturb your peace, but you might have to deal with them anyway. Hey, you come after that. That's my standard. When I prioritize myself and my family, you come after all of that. Tell me more, spirit. Older woman, dealing with a relationship with the older woman. Some of y'all might have some issues with your mother, your auntie, your cousin, your sister, somebody older, feminine to you. Tell me more. She may be the person you ask for help with, because that's clarifying. Ask for help. So there might be an elder. I had a mentor, excuse me, a mentor in my early 20s at a job. I was telling my husband about it today. I used to work for Nordstrom's many moons ago. And I had a terrible boss. I was the third person in that position. He really didn't know what he was doing. And the previous girl trained me and told me how bad he was. She was like, good luck, because I couldn't do it. I said, okay. And I had a mentor come to assist me. Now, I don't know what else she did in that department, but she came to assist me. And she told me, she said, you need to write down you need to have a little black book. And I was like, what's that for? She said, you're going to write down all the incidences and different weird stuff this person does that could be impacting your job. And you're going to hold on to it in case you need it for HR. Wouldn't you know, HR called me? And I was like, yeah, I got everything written down. They was like, what? They was like, they had struck gold, y'all. I was so prepared because she guided me. And she was like, and so they ended up telling me, they was like, if he tries to fire you, you won't be fired. You won't have a record of being terminated here. You can work at any department you want to. I was like, really? They said, yeah. So what? Lo and behold, couple of weeks after that, he did attempt to let me go, and I got hired in another department the same day. I don't even know if that man knew. I don't know how that worked. That could be spirit. I don't know. It felt coincidental, but I don't believe in coincidences, so I really don't know. But I ended up working in another department. He was gone like the next month. But they had enough information from me in their investigation to bury him. But I was prepared because I had a mentor. So some people need to find that person that has what they want, not because you covet it, but because that person is willing to guide and direct you to see you be successful and whatever. Build up your confidence, help you prepare things so that you are, you know what I'm saying, like more than ready for your challenge. Like your friend, Miss Gwen. You know what I'm saying? I think that's her name. Uh-huh. Okay, so and then the last card, persevere and you'll overcome your problems. That's where a new day comes from. Remember, I said at the beginning of the reading, you're going to go through a transition. You know what I'm saying? It starts with being thankful, then believing in yourself, then, sprucing up your space by getting rid of things, people, situations you don't no longer need, asking for help from somebody who can actually help you. You know what? And don't just ask for help. Make sure you listen to their advice. Take their advice. It might seem weird. It might not make sense. Might be like, I don't really want to do it. But you know what? They've been there already, especially when it's an elder. They've been there already. You gotta respect that if they've lived more than a decade before you, had a certain level in their career before you. You gotta respect that shit and listen to what they saying, even if it sounds a little antiquated. Cause I really didn't want to have to write shit down, but guess what? I said, well, she's right. Let me write it down, and it paid off. It's what kept me from losing my job or being blamed for something that they all knew I didn't do. I had evidence, time, place, person, situation, all of that. You got to listen to these elders that have your best interest in mind and also the experience that you're seeking. And now, the likely outcome for whomever, when you come out of your delusional energy that you've been doing it right, even though it ain't been working out right and it's been going wrong, you get a new day. Once you go through that metamorphosis, that transition, you really start to have a new day. And you realize that the things that you were taught or whatever the advice that you got, if you followed it, you actually benefited. Thank the person that told you. Thank them. Don't leave them hanging. Don't be like, I moved on, I'm good. No, go back and thank that person. Bottom of the deck. Ooh, a wish granted. A wish is granted. This is a positive reading, y'all. I don't know. Based on the download I got, I was like, we got to talk about delusion. People struggle. They fight to hold on to their illusion. People argue with you over their delusion. That delusion felt good. Good. I want this. This is the thing for me. They will wrestle over that damn delusion. They will try to talk you or talk around you, up and down, deny. That delusion be having a grip on people. And I don't argue with delusional people no more. I tell you what I tell you, but that's all right. You ain't got to do it. You ain't got to do nothing I suggest. Nothing. Just let it rest on you. And then when it hits you hard, you'll remember what I said or what somebody else gave you advice for. You know what I'm saying? You'll start to process the shit and realize, damn, if I'd only did this sooner. I can't tell you how many times. And I don't always believe that I am 100% right. I've talked to people that have their own issues or whatever, and I'll give them a suggestion. My suggestion might not be the right thing, but 9 times out of 10, it might trigger them to come up with their solution that is actually the right solution, right? I don't care how you do it. I really don't give a fuck how you do it. You just know if you got a problem, there is a problem to be fixed. Long as you working on it and you get it fixed, then God bless you. Whatever you do. But if you sit there and don't do nothing and you just want to cry about it and you want to keep having the same experience, well, count your girl out. Me, I don't have the capacity for that personally. And a lot of times your friends and family that you go to about that shit, they don't want to hear it either. So you make sure if you working on your problems, work on your shit. Work on yourself. And ask for help from the right people. That be the challenge. A lot of folks be going to the wrong person for help. The person ain't got can't rub 2 cents together. Matter of fact, they go to the person that caused them the most problem. Act like they don't realize they the one causing them the problems. That be the that be the bullshit to me. Like, you ask who, what? Well, because of what? You know they crazy. Yeah, but there's no yeah, but. You must be crazy. No, I'm not. Then why would you ask somebody crazy? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, as a truth teller, I can't co-sign bullshit. I really can't. I ain't gonna yes man no friend of mine or no relative of mine. I'm just not gonna do it. It's just that's exhausting to think. I would feel like I would be lying to you if I co-sign that shit, and I can't be sending you down a path going, look at this fool here. Like, no, and people will do that to you. You come to them. They don't have the expertise, but they want to feel like you validating their ego, so they gonna prophesize to you some bullshit that you should do, and you go do the dumb shit without thinking it through, and then you wonder why shit go wrong. When you need help, go to people that know how to help you. Meaning, if you need your taxes done, go to an accountant or a bookkeeper or somebody experienced with a long history of doing taxes. You don't go to get electrical work by an accountant. You go find an electrician, don't you? You go to a doctor when you feel sick, if that's what you feel, or a herbalist, whoever you feel that you are trusted. You go to them. Stop going to people that they know less than you, expecting them to know as much to help you solve your problems. Some people jealous that you got the problems you have. That's a whole nother matter. Some people are jealous over the problems that you have. Be careful and be discerning. Know when to let people go. But a lot of people, I'm gonna be honest, folks can't work on their self-esteem, or I should say work on letting people go until they work on their self-esteem, because you feel like you need people. Well, you don't really need everybody, but you gotta know, you gotta be discerning as to who you need and who can go. You know what I mean? Do y'all get what I'm saying? Am I putting it down? Is it making sense? you know is it making sense, y'all? Let me know in the comments if it's making sense. hmm What? Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I mean, take out resonate. If it don't resonate, you know what it is. Don't take it. You like, share, and subscribe. Ring that bell. That way you're notified anytime I come on. I hope the reading, the download a message, and all, my jibber jabber. I hope it was helpful to you in your journey. I hope that it made sense to you. I hope that if you are working on something, or it is, you're trying to sort some things out in life, I hope when you come to this channel, you get fed some blessings for your journey. That is the goal in the spiritual lounge, to heal, right? We want to heal one another. We want to support one another in our healing journeys. You learn from me, I learn from you. We're a blessing to each other here. So I appreciate y'all coming. Y'all, I usually don't come on a Saturday night, but it was one of those nights that just felt so peaceful. So freaking peaceful. Prosperity. All right, I'm gonna let y'all go. Thank you for coming. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow night, Sunday night. I don't know if Empress Cakes will be here, but I will. So, I mean, at least that's the goal. It's always the goal, right? And if you have, questions, concerns, you can read the description box. My email is there. If you want a full reading, you can contact me there. And then we can work on our appointment times. You know what I'm saying? I can't forget that I do full readings for people. They either just reach out or they don't. But yeah, you can find me in that description below, and it will tell you everything you need to know, how to get in touch with me, and all of that. And again, see y'all on Sunday night, 9:30ish p.m. Thank you, Spirit, for a message. I hope it helps. Have a good night, y'all. Peace.